And I hit the record button. Hope you all are doing awesome. Welcome to my live stream. I am doing one final case study here where, a live stream Q&A video here where I want to answer all your questions. And let me give you a little context of all of this. Over the last couple of weeks, I did two live summits where I taught for 4 hours and then another one for 2.5 hours. How to flip vacant land, how to find these deals, how to sell them, how to make good money with it. And I presented an opportunity to join a new case study that I've got going on. And in this case study, I'm going to be teaching starting next week live on a Tuesday morning, then doing a coaching call on Thursday morning for 6 weeks, teaching this entire program. And so it's going to be pretty epic. And I'm updating the course. And I'm going to be also on Wednesdays doing a deal review where I'm actually reviewing your deals on Wednesdays. I'm doing this for 6 weeks. After the case study is done, you can schedule, if you're a student, a part of the case study, you can schedule a one-on-one call with me. And you can also get Voxer access with me where you can Voxer me questions, okay? And we're also doing all of your direct mail and we're setting up all your systems for you. So I've never offered anything like this before. We shut the doors to that a couple of days ago. We said, all right, we're closed. And then I started thinking, I want to do more deals, right? I want to get more deals. I want to get more cash flow for my own personal portfolio. And I started thinking more about this, like from a selfish reason, I want to reopen the case study and I'm going to start promoting a new thing, a new angle to this, where I will buy your deals. Let me pin my video here. And let me remove and hold on 1 second here. There we go. Okay. All right. So I want to buy more land deals. And so what I've decided to start doing is I'm going to pay you $5,000 for every vacant land deal you bring to me. If you're a student, you have to be a student. Because what I don't want to do is spend a ton of time with somebody who hasn't gone through my course yet, explaining to them why this isn't a good deal. You need to go through the program so you learn what's a good deal, what's not a good deal, where we're buying deals and not. So here's the thing. There's 6 modules in my course on how to pick the right markets, how to do the marketing, set up the systems, process the leads, make offers, follow up, sell the deals, all that stuff. You can make great money doing land deals. But what if all you had to do was focus on the first 1 or 2 steps, picking the market? And what if I told you the markets I want to buy deals in, and then do the marketing and bring me your leads, bring me your deals that you get under contract. And I just pay you $5,000 for every one you bring me that meets my minimum criteria. Then you don't have to worry about the rest of the stuff, right? Now, you should still learn it. You should still go through the program and learn how to negotiate these deals, how to make offers, and then how to sell them, market them, and advertise them, and how to collect payments for owner financing and all that stuff. You should still learn that, and you will. But if you would want to make just fast cash, maybe just do steps 1 and 2, and don't worry about steps 3 through 8. What if you just brought me deals? So I decided to reopen the doors to this case study, because I think it's an awesome opportunity where if you just want some fast cash, you want to make some quick money, you can be almost like my bird dogs. You can go find deals for me and bring them to me, and everybody wins. All right. I get a great cash flow deal because I want to sell this thing with owner financing. I want the cash flow. I honestly have more money than I know what to do with. I've got so many private investors right now saying, hey, I want to lend you money on your deals. I've got my own money that I put into deals through self-directed IRAs and stuff. I even have some people that I work with that are lending me money on deals. I've got a bunch of students that have money they want to lend on deals. I've got some investors that have, I know, way more than they're telling me. So literally, we've got millions of dollars that are wanting to lend money on deals. I need more deals, right? Now, I have some criteria, though. I have some minimum criteria. The way it works is you have to get a good deal under contract. And then you can submit it to my team. We'll look at it. If it's a good deal, will pay you $5,000 for the deal. There's a lot of little nuances about that, and I'm going to talk about it here in just a minute. But if you are interested in joining this case study and getting $5,000 fees, finder's fees, assignment fees for every land deal you give me, you can join the case study. We've opened the door, and go to the simplelandclass.com/summit, simplelandclass.com/summit. And I'm going to put that link here in the Zoom chat. All right, no problem, Sam. simplelandclass.com/summit. All right. So I'm going to talk about my minimum criteria here of these land deals to see if you're interested, or see what you see what I'm interested in. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to be answering a lot of your questions. A lot of you guys gave me, I sent out a survey of like, hey, why weren't you interested in the Land Summit? Why would you not want to do it? So I want to answer those questions to make sure that you guys, if you have questions about anything, you just feel comfortable about what we're talking about here and what you're getting into. So, right now, and all of this will be written down in the membership site. This will be written down, the things that I'm looking for. Let me just ask you, since you guys are right here in my chat, who is interested in this, of having me just selling me your deals and just making a quick $5,000? Who is interested in something like that? Just type in the chat, me, I am. If you're not, that's fine. Some of you are just like, I want to learn how to do it all and do it all myself. Okay, good. Denise, Rudy, Doug, Jim, Philip, Prudence, Jean, Adrian, Rena, Nancy, Christy. Who wouldn't be, right? Okay, let me ask you another question then. Who is more interested in just learning how to do it all yourself? So instead of making just $5,000 up front, you can make 10, 20 grand. Or so you could say, type in the chat, like, 1, you're just interested in selling your deals to me. 2, you're just interested in doing these deals on your own. Or 3, maybe both. Does that make sense? Good. I want to get the feel for this. Some people like, I don't want to have to worry about ever those other steps. I want to do both. So if you're interested in just selling your deals to me, that's it. Learning how to do all the deals just on your own, number 2, or number 3, do both. Sell me some of your deals, also learn how to do some of them on your own. Nice. Okay. So almost everybody is 3. And some of you are like, yeah, after I sell you a handful of deals to get some money, cash flow, then I want to do it myself. So we want to do both. Cool. I see this as a huge opportunity. I'm kind of excited about it because now I can have like an army of bird dogs bringing me deals, and the ones that are good deals, and I'll talk about my minimum criteria in a minute. I'll pay you $5,000. I get great cash flow for the next 5 years. But then you also can make some great money just selling these things. And you're also learning a valuable skill where you can start making 10 grand a month yourself in passive income on these notes for the next, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. All right, cool. Awesome. So let me walk through my minimum criteria. And normally I have banners that kind of explain this. And I don't really have this on a slide. You know what? Maybe I could do that real quick. All right, I'm going to add this to a Google Doc. How about that? That way I can share my screen with you, and you can you can look at it as I'm going through it, and I can answer any questions you have. Good old-fashioned Google Doc. And I'm going to bullet point all of this. There we go. Nice. All right, let me make this a real big font. I'm going to share my screen actually first. Share screen. And let's make this bigger, like Okay, cool. And I'll zoom in. So here's a minimum criteria for my land deals. It needs to have a minimum value of 30 grand. So, and the reason why that is, it has to have enough meat in the bone. Has to have enough meat in the bone. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to start with going to Land Watch. Let's go to search. Now, let me clarify this too. I'm going to teach you how to flip deals that are maybe only worth 10 or 15 grand. So you can do still the 10 or 15 grand deals on your own and still make 5, 10 grand by wholesaling those or selling them with owner financing. But if I'm going to be paying finder's fees, and maybe if I have a private investor that I'm paying interest on, and so I have to have more meat on the bone. That's why I'm saying minimum 30 grand. So anyway, let me show you how this works. So if we want properties that are selling for at least 30 grand, but I also don't, we don't want really expensive properties. So let's do 150. So I'm looking for properties that are priced between 30 and 150. And what I'm doing in Land Watch right here is looking for which counties have the most properties in that $30,000, $150,000 price range. Okay. And they're probably, I don't know if I have a minimum acre size. Okay. I do have minimum quarter acre. So I'm okay with that. And the reason why is we just started doing some marketing in some parts of Florida where we're getting these quarter acre lots that are worth 30 grand. We're getting them under contract for $4,000 or $5,000. Normally the way I teach to go out to rural recreational land, but there is some opportunity for those smaller quarter acre lots as long as they're worth at least 30 grand. Because I can go in and buy them for 5 or 10 grand. Okay, anyway. 30 to 150. Most of them are going to be in the 0 to 10 acres. It's fine. This is kind of where we're going to start. Now you could check off sold right here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Well, actually, never mind. Let's do that right now. Actually, I'm going to click sold. What that does is it puts Texas way up here at the top, and it's a little convoluted. When you do solds, those aren't solds from county records, and they're not recent solds. Those are just all of the solds that have been marked as sold on the land.com websites. So actually, I'm going to delete it. So here's my criteria. It's just anything between 30 to 150 grand. These right here are the most popular states where most of these properties are being advertised right now. Florida, Texas, North Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and Arkansas. And then if you click see more, it's going to open up all 50 states. I'll zoom in a little bit more. But then the tricky thing is it's going to take them out of order. So now they're alphabetized. But, I wanted to bring this up as a good point. Like Kansas, yeah, it only has 1,100. Not a great state. Why? Because it's mostly agricultural land. So I'm probably not going to be that interested in Kansas. I'll be interested in Kentucky, 4,100. I'll be interested in Michigan, 6,100. Maybe Missouri. Florida definitely has got a lot. Georgia's got a lot. North Carolina is a great state. Maybe Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, maybe. But you're gonna stay away from South Dakota. I had a student the other day who was trying to do deals in Utah and having a really hard time. Well, Utah is not very popular place for looking for vacant land. Virginia's a good state. Washington's not. Oregon, done a lot of deals in Oregon, but still, yeah, it's kind of only 1,352 right now. So Texas, good state. Wyoming, not. Wisconsin, maybe. All right, so let's look at Michigan. Okay. Michigan has 6,100, I think is what it said. Yeah, 6,159 properties are. Now, what are the top counties in Michigan that you want to go after? Grand Traverse County is a good county. Wayne County, Oakland County, Jackson County. So I would be open for deals in Michigan in any one of these top 10 to 15 counties. Why? Because I know there's a lot of activity there. But if you get something in, if I scroll down to the bottom, in Luce County or Branch County, yeah, maybe not. Oscoda, maybe not. So this is just a good way, again, to kind of look at when you're picking your markets, what kind of areas I'm looking for. So if you go into Grand Traverse County, I don't know where that is. Let's look that up. Grand Traverse County is up there in northern Michigan. A lot of activities going on there. Well, the next thing I like to do is let's look at Zillow and how much sold activity is going on there. Well, it didn't work, did it? All right, there we go. Let's look at solds, home type, land. Let's do quarter acre, 20 acres, sold in the last 6 months. Good. There's 145. That's a pretty good sign, isn't it? What does that mean? Well, it means if you were to look at all the counties in Michigan, this is probably up there. 145 results. Oops, I just got to look at the county. Okay. 145 results. And it's recent data. I'm looking at the last 6 months. The recessions, whether in a recession, I don't know. But the whole thing of rising interest rates, real estate market prices going down. This is looking at recent data. If you want to be even more conservative, look at 90 days. 35 results. I like 6 months. Okay. 6 months in that county, Grand Traverse County, there's been 145. So I'm going to write that down, right? Then what's the next county? The next county on this list is Wayne County. Is that right? Wayne County. Now, is Wayne County a suburban county, or is it? Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Why? Because it's got to be an hour or two outside of a major city. So Wayne County out. Oakland County. Where's Oakland County? I think that's going to be out too, isn't it? Yeah, too much in the suburbs, right? Well, let me take that back. Because let's look at the numbers here. Okay, hold on here. Wayne County, Michigan. It's been 103 vacant lots that have sold. Interesting, huh? But you know what? There's a lot of really cheap ones here. How many? Maybe what we should do instead is look at minimum 30,000. There's been 90 lots in Wayne County, over 30 grand that have sold. Interesting, huh? In the last 6 months? Very interesting. Somebody's buying this land. These are probably old abandoned houses that have just been torn down. I don't know. What was the other county there? Wayne County. Well, that was Wayne County. Let's look at Oakland County. $155 properties. Fascinating, right? Look at all a bunch of little lakes out here. This is probably the suburbs of Detroit, I'm guessing. People are still buying vacant land out here. 155. All right, so the main thing I'm trying to bring to you is If I'm looking for land, it's got to have a minimum value of 30 grand, and it needs to be in a market with high activity. Must be in an area. This isn't in any kind of order, so let me just fix the order here. It must be in an area with high demand and lots of recent sold activity. This isn't an exact science. It's more of an art, but understanding, looking at, okay, well, even though Oakland County maybe isn't out in the suburbs and out in the rural area in the sticks, there's still high demand. And there's lots of properties here that are selling for over 30 grand. Next county might be Jackson County. Let's look at Jackson County. $52 results. That's more suburbs, isn't it? I mean, more rural. All right. So when you bring me a deal, or any kind of investor, any kind of funding company, when you bring us deals, we're looking at this thinking, all right, well, is there a lot of activity? If we only see 5 solds in that county in the last 90 days, 6 months, we're not going to have any interest in that, because we want to know, can we sell this thing quickly? Is there already a pool of buyers there that are looking to buy land? And here looks like there is good activity. I like it. Let me give you a good example of higher end, cheaper property. I'm going to do a new Zillow search. And I'm just going to type in Florida. We're looking at land that sells over 30 grand, and let's do maximum 100 grand. Vacant land that is sold between a 1/4 acre and 2 acres. Let's do a 1/4 acre to 1 acre. This is pretty fascinating. In the last 6 months. So again, between a 1/4 acre and 1 acre, sold in the last 6 months. 2,490 in the last 6 months. Let's look in the last 90 days, the last 3 months. Even in a down economy, everything's slowing down. 940 vacant lots have sold over 30 grand. So where are these deals? You can just kind of zoom in and see there's a pocket there, pocket there, pocket here, there, right? What if you went into some of these areas? Let's look at this area right kind of east of Tampa. I'm going to zoom in. All right, Lakeland. There's a lot of properties here selling. There's also a lot of properties down here. What's going on with this? This area right here. Are you kidding me? Wasn't there a hurricane that went through here? I don't know. What if we went into something like this area here? A lot of solds here in the last 90 days. We'll find out what county this is. So if you brought us a deal that's worth, we can see in this area in Lehigh Acres, they're selling for 30 grand, and you get it under contract for, get my calculator here, for 9 grand, maybe there's some room we can play with that. So you have it under contract for 9, we'll pay you 5, so we're all in for 14 grand. And I'm going to turn around and sell it with owner financing. And when I sell deals with owner financing, let me show you what our monthly payment is. This is why I'm willing to pay you 5 grand for these deals. So if we sell this deal for 30 grand, we're going to get maybe, I don't know, 3 grand down. So our loan amount is $27,000. We do 60 months. We do 9.9% interest. Our payment, we're going to get $572 on this deal. So let me get my calculator out again. You have it under contract for 9 grand. We're going to pay you 5. So 9,000 plus 5,000 is 14,000. And we're going to have maybe 1,500 in closing costs. So I'm all in for $15,500. Okay. But I'm getting now $572 a month in cash flow. What is my cash on cash return in the first year? Let me walk you through this numbers. Write these down if you want. So I'm all in for $15,500. but I'm selling it for 30 grand with owner financing. What's my cash on cash return? In the first year, how much cash do I get in my pocket? And what is a percentage of that versus how much cash I pulled out of my pocket? So remember, I have the $3,000 deposit from the buyer, right? I take 3,000. I'm also getting $572 a month. So 572 times 12. I'm getting $6,864 in payments plus the $3,000 I got from the down payment. So I've got in my pocket that first year, I received $9,864. Out of pocket, I paid $15,500, right? My cash on cash return that first year is 64%. That is really, really good. Where else could you go out and get a 64% return on your money? Could you do that in the stock market? Can you do that in the crypto? I mean, maybe if you're really lucky. Can you go do that buying a single family rental property? Can you get 64% return on your money? What if you did that inside of an IRA? So when I borrow money from an investor, these investors are very protected. So it's worth 30 grand. I'm borrowing 15,500. That investor has lent me money at 51% loan to value. 51% loan to value. So it's very safe for my private investor. I'm getting $572 a month in cash flow. And I'm not using really any of my own money because I'm using private investors. I know you can't see my calculator. I'm sorry, it's on another window. But do you see why I'm willing to pay you $5,000 for your deal? Is because I've got private money or my own money. I'm buying these deals. I'm getting $572 a month in cash flow on these things. All right. So back to my criteria, because this is exciting. I want to show this to you so you kind of know for your own deals, what should you be buying? And this is why it's so important, because if I won't buy it, it's probably not a good deal and you shouldn't want to buy it either. Make sense? So the minimum contract price is 25% of value. We might do 35% of value. So if it's worth 100 grand and it's going to be very difficult for you to get it under contract for 25 grand. But if you get it under contract for maybe 40 grand, so I should do this, maybe 40%. If it's worth 100, you get it under contract for 40, there's still a lot of good meat on that bone. So that still may work. Make sense? Minimum acres has got to be at least a quarter acre. You know, if it's and this kind of depends on the deal too. If it's out in maybe Arizona, a quarter acre, not interested. It might need to be a 5 acre minimum. So it just kind of depends on the state. If it's rural Colorado, where everything is 10 acres, maybe it needs to be minimum 10. So that kind of depends. You've got to have it under contract with the owner on record. Make sense? Can't be any back taxes or liens, or if there are back taxes and liens, it's getting paid from the seller's proceeds. Does that make sense? Which is normally the way we do it anyway, but it can't be, you know, you've given the seller an offer for 5 grand to buy their property, and then you're going to be paying the taxes on top of that. It can't be any floodplains or wetlands. Can't be landlocked. It's got to have road access. Super simple. Okay. Got to have road access. And then one more final thing here. We'll pay you the 5 grand if and when we sell the deal. This is just like it would be for a house deal that you're assigning to an investor. That assignment fee, you don't get paid until that deal is sold on the B2C side. So you have the A to B to C. So when we buy it and sell it, usually at the same time, maybe a little sooner or whatever, we'll pay that 5 grand if and when we sell the deal. Now, the great thing about this is there's all these steps. Let me show you our membership site so you can kind of see. This is my main land flipping course right here. I feel like the best course in real estate for flipping vacant land. If it opens up, come on. All right, let me go here to module 1. I wanted to show you here on the left. So every module, I've got module 1, introduction, how to select your market. Number 2, setting up your systems, pulling your lists. Number 3, sending letters and receiving responses. 4, sending offers and due diligence. 5, marketing and advertising the property. And 6, closing and selling the deal. So what if all you had to worry about was module 1? Or module 2, because we'll help you we'll actually pull the lists for you. That's crazy. Like, so the first couple 3 modules where you learn how to select a market, pull the list, send the letters, send offers. You don't have to worry about marketing or advertising the property, closing or selling on the deal. You don't have to worry about raising the private money for the deal. We'll help you with all of that because we'll just buy the deal from you. All right. So let me know if you have any questions, type that in the chat. And if you want to sign up again, you get one last chance at simplelandclass.com/summit. simplelandclass.summit. Let me know what you guys think. I'm watching the chat here. I want to make sure you guys are understanding what it is. I want to make sure you got it. Put the link again in the Zoom chat. I want to review with you what you get. Now, we're closing this in 3 days for good, because my class starts on Tuesday. Coming up Tuesday, the 24th is when the class actually starts. So I'm going to buy your deals. I'm going to knock off 50% from what I sell it on my website for. So it's 1 payment of $24.97 or 3 payments of $9.97. And if you go to PayPal, you can have PayPal pay for it and let me pay your PayPal bill because I have a business completion challenge. So it's an all new, I'm teaching this brand new 6 weeks course. And there's a 2-part 6-month business completion challenge. When you complete the program and make 25 offers, I'll refund you the $24.97. There's 6. I'm also doing office hour deal review calls on Wednesdays. I'm doing coaching calls on Thursdays. There's a weekly accountability scorecard. There's a Facebook group. After the course is done, you get 30 days of one-on-one Voxer access with me directly. That is Voxer. It's a smartphone walkie-talkie app. So you can ask me questions of them there. And you get to schedule a one-on-one call with me when the case study is done. We'll do all your marketing for you. So we'll do pull your list and do your direct mail for you. We'll set up your systems on FreedomSoft and help you with your setting up the CRM, doing voicemail, stuff like that. You don't have to use FreedomSoft if you don't want, but the course is going to be revolving around that. And we give you deal reviews. So in other words, up to 10 reports a month, you get a due diligence report and a comp report. And we'll help you getting hooked up with getting your LLC set up. And we have funding for your deals as well. So if you don't want us to buy your deal, we can also talk about funding the deal. Make sense? Sam, are you still here?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about this thing right here. Maybe take that out because we used to kind of do it as we set up your LLC for free, but it was too confusing, and so we need to take that out. We will connect you with the company that does it, but it's not technically free. They waive their setup fees, but you still have to pay the state document filing fees. And that was throwing a lot of people for a loop. They would schedule the call and they said, hey, I thought this was supposed to be free. Well, it is. We're not charging you anything for setting the LLC up, except for the fees that the state requires. And there's some other things. So it's causing too much confusion. So anyway, yes. Any questions? Does this apply to current students? Yes, Denise. Can we set up capital? Can we stay in the owner finance? Yeah. So JJ, good question. Can we just keep the deal for ourselves? Yeah. So I'll pay you $5,000 for your deals, or you can keep it for yourself and make 15, 20 grand. Okay. So I'm just giving you an easier way to make faster money if you want to just sell me your deals. Okay. So Adrian, I can't set up your LLCs for you. I'll connect you with the company that does it for us. Prudence, what is the difference between these two? What two? If you already are a simple land flip student, you still get all of this stuff. So you will still pay you $5,000 for your deals. If you want to participate in the new modules as I'm teaching them live and in the extra coaching calls that I'm doing, if you're a current land student, you can get this for 50% off. You just have to send an email to support@joemccall.com and we'll hook you up. So Prudence, I don't understand your question. What's the difference between these two? All right. Now, Sam sent me something here. I'm going to open it up. Yes. So I sent out a survey and I'm going to stop my screen share because I don't want to share this personal information with anybody, but I sent out a survey of like, hey, why didn't you join? And what is there anything we could do or maybe clarify for you? And I'm just going to look at some questions here. And then if you have questions, please type them in the chat here. Yeah, Carlos, wholesaling land flip strategy seems like a win-win. I think so. Okay, a lot of questions about the cost. And let me talk about this here. The cost of maybe you sign up for the program, but now you've got costs involved with marketing for these deals, right? Now you've got to actually send the letters. Hold on a second here. I've got to get my. Fixed it. Trying to fix my mic. Sign up for your program, Joe. Now I got to pay for FreedomSoft and I got to send direct mail and I got to get my list and all this stuff costs money. Welcome to business. That's the way it is. No, if you want to be in business, you can't treat this like a hobby. This is a business. You've got to invest, whatever your business is, in marketing. If you want to open up a Subway franchise, if you want to go into network marketing or internet marketing, or if you want to go to truck driver school, you want to start driving trucks, you got to go to truck driver school. You got to buy equipment. You've got to buy franchise fees. You got to pay for marketing. Like no matter what business you're in, you've got to put money into setup costs and marketing and stuff like that. So if you don't have any money for marketing, this isn't going to work for you. It's not a good fit. Now, I may recommend you send 500 letters a week, and that may be out of your budget. So fine, send 100 a week. That's better than nothing. And you're going to get started at least a little bit slower, but you'll get going with that. 100 letters a week, it's a good place to start. So every night while you're watching Yellowstone or 1883 or 1923, whatever it is now, right? You can sit down and print out 20 letters, okay? Sign them, and then hand address the envelopes, put a stamp on it, and send 20 letters a night. Or you should be watching The Chosen, by the way. Anybody watch The Chosen? Isn't it amazing? It's the best show ever. Cassandra says she watches it. If you watch The Chosen, type in the chat. Listen, even if you're not religious, then it's incredible. You'll enjoy it. Okay, Prudence finally answered my question, or with another question. What is the benefit for signing up for this course on top of simple land flips, which you already have? Prudence, you don't need to. So like, here's the thing, and I really need to clarify this. If you are a current land flipping student, you already have my course, you will get all of the new modules that I do when it's done. When this case study is done in 8 weeks or so, we'll give all the current existing land students, all of the videos and all of the updates will be in the membership site. If you want to participate in the live classes, I'm teaching it on the Wednesday deal reviews, on the extra Thursday coaching calls, and you want the extra one-on-one coaching call with me, and you want the extra 30 days of Voxer where you can ask me questions on Voxer, then you can sign up for this new case study that I'm doing. And if you're an existing student, I'll knock another 50% off for you. So you can get it for $1,250 instead of the $2,500. All right. Hope that makes sense. So you don't have Prudence. You don't need it. You don't need it, Prudence. So don't worry about it. So JJ is asking, stay in the deal with you, bring half of the money to take the deal down, or owner finance. So you can't really stay in the deal with me, JJ, if that makes sense. Like, I either want to buy your deal or I'm just going to coach you and help you, teach you how to do it on your own. So again, if you just want fast cash, not worrying about all of the stuff of taking the pictures and closing and getting the money and selling it and sitting on it for 3 months, if you don't want to worry about any of that, we'll take care of that by buying the deal from you. But if you want to make, instead of $5,000, if you want to make 10, 15 grand, then I'm going to teach you everything you need to know in this case study on how to do that and make more money yourself. Okay. So the money part of it, right? Like, if you want to get into real estate, if you want to get into business, internet marketing, whatever, you've got to invest in some kind of in systems and in databases, software, marketing, and things like that. So there's kind of no way around that. Somebody just shared their screen. Who just shared their screen? Sam, can you help me with that? Sam, can you help me figure out how to stop screen sharing? If anybody can screen share.
I'm on it.
Thanks. Okay. So, lost my train of thought, but you got to invest in marketing. You got to invest in getting a list and sending letters. So maybe you don't have to use FreedomSoft because it is $197 a month. There are cheaper things that you could do. You could just use spreadsheets to track your leads. You could get a virtual number from Google Voice. That's free, but you can only have one. You could maybe sign up for Vumber with a V, and you can get numbers from Vumber that come in. They go into their own thing. So you have to kind of put them, into your spreadsheet or whatever. You could use Trello. I have a friend that does almost 100 deals a month using Evernote as his CRM. And then when it comes time to writing up a contract, right, you don't have to use FreedomSoft. You could just print 20 of these things that are blank with fill in the blanks, right? And then just write in the offer amount and the date that the offer expires, print them, fill them out with a pen, and then send them in the regular mail. You don't have to use FreedomSoft to do all of that, right? So there are things that you can do. Direct mail is by far the fastest, easiest way to get leads. But if you wanted to, you could do cold calling. You could get the list yourself. I'm going to give you resources in the program where you can get free lists or premium lists. So like there's other things that you can do there. Hope that makes sense. It's just going to take you longer to get to that success that you want, to making money on deals. If you're not investing any money in marketing, then it's just going to take you longer. It's more brute force, right? You're putting more of your own effort into it. So some people ask them, well, how much do I need to spend, Joe? How in marketing? A general rule of thumb is you need to be spending between $500 to $1,000 in marketing per deal. You need to be spending about $500 to $1,000 in marketing per deal. So if you're spending $1,000 a month in marketing, you should be doing one deal a month. Now, it's not maybe going to happen right away because it takes time to get the systems up and running, to make the offers, to do the follow-up, and then sell the deals once they get under contract. But within 3 to 4 months of consistent marketing, you should be doing about one deal a month if you're spending about $1,000. In fact, you should be doing more than one. You should be doing 2 because now you're following up with old leads, right? So just a general rule of thumb. And I tell people too, like, you should have a minimum budget if you really want to have success with this of $500 a month in marketing, in direct mail. Now, you don't have to use the big companies that I recommend for your direct mail. If you just want to do 20 letters a night while you're watching The Chosen, because it's a better show than Yellowstone. Some of you have never heard of The Chosen. How do you watch it? I think the first season is on Amazon Prime, I think, on Roku. But the best way to watch it is just get the app. So you can get the app on your phone. So just look for the app called The Chosen. If you have Fire TV or Roku or any of those streaming TVs and stuff, there's apps that you can get for those TVs, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, all of them. There's a Chosen app. That's the best way to watch all The first 2 seasons. Now we're in the 3rd season. Is that right? And they're 5 or 6 episodes into the 3rd season. So while you're watching The Chosen, even if you're not religious, even if you're an atheist, you should watch it and you would enjoy it. You can handwrite 20 letters a night. And the cool thing too is you could go to the post office website and you can buy envelopes with pre-printed stamps on them, first class, for like 65 cents a letter or something like that. Okay, somebody's asking, can I share the requirements one more time? Yes, I will do that here. So those are requirements. Okay. You understand, guys, the rule of thumb, you've got to treat this like a business. You need to invest money and or time into it if you want to have any success with this. Now, the less money you have, the more time you need to put into it. If you don't have much time, then you need to put more money into it. Make sense? All right. Let me look at the other questions that came in here. JJ, we don't have time to watch TV yet. Well, that's good. You shouldn't be watching TV except The Chosen, because usually it's a huge time suck and you have more important things to do. Too expensive. Some people are saying my program is too expensive, and I get it. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. But guys, all you have to do is go through the program, go through all the videos. Each video and each module is going to be about an hour long. There's 6 modules. Then implement what I teach. Now, nobody would want to buy a course and not implement it, right? Is anybody here? Would you buy my course and not implement it? Then don't. Okay, keep your money. But if you're going to buy it with the intent of implementing it, good. After you go through the program, and you don't even have to use FreedomSoft. You could use spreadsheets. You don't have to use the direct mail company that I recommend. Send out the letters, and so you can get enough leads coming in to make 25 written offers. If you make 25 written offers and send me a video testimonial, what will I do? I'm going to give you your money back. Simple as that. So, I mean, this case study, I want you guys to understand this, because this is so important. Some of you listening to this right now are going to miss out on an opportunity because you have these fears and you don't know how to overcome them. And you just need somebody to tell you, this isn't that hard. You can do this. Even if you don't do a deal, if you go through my program and make at least 25 stupid offers, like dumb offers, like make an offer at $1,000 on a $50,000 property. I don't care. Make 25 written offers. Show me what you've done, and I will refund you the entire money for the program. So in 6 weeks, you could get your money back. Could you borrow money from a friend? I don't want you to max out your credit cards. Like if you're in that spot, this is probably not for you. I don't want to tell anybody to go into a ton of debt. But even if you did, let me pay your credit card bill when this thing is done. You can apply for PayPal credit. Maybe your credit's not good enough. Maybe you got some money from a friend. You just go through the program, implement it, send out 25 written offers at the end, and I'll refund your money. So if you really can't afford it, maybe you can't, but maybe you're not trying hard enough. Maybe you don't understand that this is how I do it. And people ask me, Joe, why do you give money back? It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to open up a page on my website. I need to open it up in another browser because it takes too long on that page. I have refunded over $225,000 in course completion challenges. And my goal is to refund $1 million. And I do this for a lot of reasons. And this is it. This is from my website. All of my student testimonials. Do you see the bar on the right that's slowly going down? Okay, I'm almost to halfway point. Some student interviews that we did here. Okay, here. And Sam, if you're watching this too, I want to put, well, never mind. I'll tell you later, Sam. Okay. These are case study completion, course completion challenges. These are all the people that I refunded the program to for just completing it. And why do I do this? For several reasons. Number one, it's how I do more deals. I know I want to reward people who take massive action. I want to reward people who take action. And I know that if you take action, this course is going to change your life and you're going to become a raving fan. So I look at it as an investment in you guys, my most important asset, my customers. And if you're happy, you're going to go do deals. You're going to give me testimonials. You might buy something else that I sell in the future. You might sign up for coaching later on down the road. You might sign up for some software I recommend or some marketing service that I provide. You might even, you might stay a FreedomSoft customer. I get commissions from FreedomSoft, whatever, right? But like, you're going to be happy and you're going to start seeing success. You're going to start giving me testimonials, which makes everybody happy and excited. And it's just awesome inside of my groups, right? Also, some of you guys are going to bring me deals. You're going to bring me deals. And even though I'm going to pay you $5,000 for your deals, I'm getting $400 or $500 a month in cash flow from these things. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. I'd rather own a vacant lot that's worth $30,000 that's giving me $500 a month in cash flow than a $150,000 house that's only giving me $200 a month in cash flow with all of the problems with tenants and trash and tenant turnover and repairs and things that you have to fix. If any of you have owned rental property before, it's a pain in the arse. So I'd rather get cash flow from vacant land. Why not train an army of bird dogs that bring me their land deals? So my goal is to refund over $1 million in course completion challenge refunds. That's why I get excited and passionate about this, right? So can you afford it? I don't know, maybe not, maybe, but I'm wondering if you don't understand the value of this yet, because it's just $2,497 to get in, or 3 payments of $997. Again, simplelandclass.com. I want to put this link in for everybody to see in the Zoom chat. simplelandclass.com/summit, simplelandclass.com/summit. So if you put it on a credit card bill, or if you get it through PayPal credit, let me pay your PayPal bill for you. Go through the program, watch the videos, participate in the Facebook group, show us what you're doing. You can put your scorecard up in the Facebook group. Show us that you've made at least 25 offers, and you got 6 months to do that. Show us you've made 25 offers. And even if none of them get accepted and you don't do a deal, I'll still refund your money with a video testimonial. Okay. Let me look to see if there are any other questions here, and we're going to wrap this up here in just a minute. Okay. Somebody said here why they didn't buy. They said it's just too complicated. Okay. Here's the thing that I look at, like flipping land, doing real estate investing, it's easy. Real estate investors are hard. Like these strategies are, especially when I'm going to buy your deal from you. You don't have to worry about all of the complicated strategies of selling these deals. I'm going to buy them from you. It's really easy, guys. You pick some markets, and I'm going to show you the best markets. Pick some markets, pull a list, send them a letter. I have a company that will do all of that for you. We will do all of your, pull your list and send the letters for you. You put a phone number on there from FreedomSoft, or if you have a virtual number, you can do that. Put a phone number on there. Every letter has what's called a reference ID on it. So when they call and leave a voice message or text you, it's just the voice message says, hey, what is the letter reference ID on that letter? They tell you what that is in the voicemail, or they text it to you. You text them back and say, great, thanks. What's your email address? I'll email you an offer. When you get that letter reference ID, you look it up in your spreadsheet and you see what that property is. You see where it's located. You look to see what they're selling for and how quickly do you think you could sell it. And then you send them an offer. You never even talk. You don't have to talk to them. If they call, you send them an offer. If they accept it and it meets my minimum criteria, send it to me. If it's a good deal, we'll pay you $5,000 for it. I don't think I'm complicating it that much. That's pretty simple. And when it comes to, if you want to do real estate at all, that's about as easy as it gets. When you compare that to a house, you got to worry about the ARV, the after repair value of a house. You have to worry about how many repairs that house needs. You have to worry about managing tenants, finding tenants, getting the property to pass inspection if you fix it up, managing your contractors, which is like adult daycare. Even if you get property management, you got to manage the manager because they're never going to treat your property the way you want it to be treated. You're always going to have things to fix and repair. When you're negotiating with a seller, trying to get them down to 50, 60, 70 cents on the dollar, and they've been living in that house for 20 years, they're emotionally attached to it. It's really hard to negotiate huge discounts on houses. Then on top of that, you have all these investors that are competing for the same deals. Land beats houses every time. It's way simpler, faster, and easier. Okay. So is it too complicated? Maybe it is. I don't think so. Carlos is asking, are there discounts for using the recommended services? There's discounts for using the company I recommend for creating your LLC. FreedomSoft doesn't give any discounts. They wouldn't let me even if I could offer it. Priced, I think you do get a discount with Priced. I don't know. Whatever it is, though, you guys are paying the same that I'm paying for these services. I pay for Priced. I was looking at my FreedomSoft bill the other day. I won't tell you how much it is, but I've got a lot of phone numbers, so I'm paying FreedomSoft a lot of money. Okay. What else? I'm looking here. Too busy. I get it. How much time do you need to spend in the land flipping business if you were to start flipping land? 1 or 2 hours a day? Here's the cool thing too, right? If you can send 20, 30 letters a day, if you're going to print them out and send them yourself, right? You're going to start getting voicemails. You can listen to the voicemails whenever you want to listen to them. That's the other great thing about if you're trying to do houses. When a seller calls, you need to answer that phone right away because there's 20 other investors that are targeting and talking to that same seller. With vacant land, there's not as much urgency because there's not as much competition. So when they get your letter, they know it's going to voicemail. They leave a voicemail. A couple times a week, you sit down, listen to your voicemails on the computer. You can do this at 4 a.m. in the morning. You can do it at 11 o'clock at night or whenever. Even you can do it while you're at work on your break, right? Okay. You can listen to the voicemails, do the research on that properties, and send them an offer. And then you only talk to them if they get your offer and they like it. So there's not a whole lot of time involved with this, especially when you start selling me the deals. All you have to do is a couple nights. I mean, every night, send out your letters or just pay the company, pay us. They'll do their direct mail for you. The leads come into voicemail. You listen to the voicemail a couple times a week. You send out the offers and then, yeah, that's it. I mean, well, the leads, if they respond to your offer, you have to talk to them and ask them some questions, but then send me the deal. So, if you don't have the time, it doesn't take as much time as you think. That's what I'm trying to say. Too busy, too many irons in the fire. I get it. I just talked about that. Okay. 1 or 2 more questions that I wanted to answer here. This person here is saying, is this too good to be true? No, it's not. You saw the testimonials. I did not make any of those pictures up. I didn't hire people on Fiverr. to send me pictures of fake checks. Those are all legit. They're real. Do I want to place another $3,500 on my credit card? It's not $3,500, it's $2,500. But I will pay your credit card bill back when you complete the program. Can I really make this work and make money? I don't know, maybe not. That's up to you. It's entirely up to you. But you can at least get your money back by sending the offers. I'll give you your money back. You got to believe that you can do it. Really, most of it's like, this is the thing. It's like 20% technical and 80% mental. This is a mental game. You've got to believe that you can do it. Rodney's got a good question here. You mentioned that about your son working 30 hours a week. Please talk about that. Right now, my son's only doing land about 5 or 10 hours a week right now, because he has another part-time job. I have 2 sons. One of them is going to college full-time to be a chiropractor. The other one is trying to figure out what he wants to do, but he's still only 17. He's done with high school though. So he's working a part-time job, and he likes to golf. So coming this spring, he'll probably be working more at a golf course, but he wants to do land as well. So he's working the leads that we have, but he's only putting 5 or 10 hours a week into it. Not doing much right now with it. He wants to do more, but he doesn't have the money to pay for marketing. We just ramped up our marketing. So within the next week or 2, he's going to start getting some leads that he can help us with. Eventually, though, he wants to get to a place where he can pay for his own direct mail and get his own leads. Okay, Mary, the replay for this will be on my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel, look me up, and yeah. Is the money back offer in writing? Well, it's in writing on my website, Carlos. So if you go to where did it go? simplelandclass.com/summit. simplelandclass.com/summit. It's on writing there. But it's also, here's the thing. I take my reputation very seriously. And okay, Sam, go ahead and just post that link for everybody to see. Sam or Dana, somebody will, there's a link that you can watch the replay on a certain page later today. Yeah, and they'll put that on the link for everybody here. So is it in writing? No, I could put it in writing if I wanted and send it to you. Can you see that? But it is on writing, and I take my reputation very seriously. So I just go ahead and Google me. I don't have any real legitimate complaints. I had one guy, I'm just curious. Joe McCall reviews. I'm looking on Google, Joe McCall reviews. Joe McCall a scam? Read this before you buy his programs. This was 2020, a couple years ago. And if you read that, this was a guy, I refunded his money, and he was kind of insane. But then you go to Sotellus reviews. I got 4.9 stars out of 555 reviews. Look me up on Better Business Bureau, BBB. I have A+ on the BBB. It's funny, that guy who was complaining on the Bigger Pockets blog, I responded very graciously to him and told him I had already refunded his money. And then a ton of people came to my defense too, which was awesome. Let's see. Center for Work Life. Zubli. Well, anyway, I have a pretty decent reputation. It's funny. I should spend more time looking at this, but maybe I shouldn't. It's not a big deal. Okay. Any more questions here? If someone fails to get a deal from the 25 offers, wouldn't that elicit a negative testimonial? I don't know, Rodney. Maybe. You mean, I'm not going to, if you want to give me a negative testimonial, that's fine. I'm still going to give you your money back. Somebody asked me the other day, why don't you, these refund testimonials are fine, but why don't I want to see real testimonials of students doing deals? And I have that. The problem is I can't advertise that because the FTC cracks down on that and they call it unsubstantiated income claims. And I get into big fat trouble with the FTC and the government. Okay, so any other questions here? Let me look. I'm getting hungry. My work hours prevent me from attending the live classes. So everything is going to be recorded in this case study, and you can watch it when later on. If you have questions or deals you want me to review, you can submit them in advance, and I answer those questions first. Okay, so one more time, I'm going to review the strategy. If you're interested in me buying your deals, this is why I'm reopening the doors to the case study, because I want to buy more deals. So the minimum value of the property needs to be 30 grand. That means it needs to be worth at minimum 30 grand. It must be in an area with high activity, high demand, lots of recent sold activity. Minimum contract price, depending on the value, needs to be about 25 to 40% of the value. So if it's worth like 100 grand, it needs to be about 40%. If it's worth like 30 grand, it needs to be at 25%. Needs to be a minimum quarter acre. We were targeting this one county in Texas, and the craziest thing, we started getting like 75% of our leads came from these people that owned in this one little area, and these lots were 1/10 of 1 acre. They were like, I don't remember, 3,000 square feet, which is really, really small. 1 acre is 43,000 square feet. I don't know what, like, and there's no access. So anyway, why did they ever buy it to begin with? I don't know. We just ignored all of them. You must have it under contract with the owner of record. There can't be any back taxes or liens, or they're getting paid from the seller's proceeds. Okay. No floodplains or wetlands. And there's really easy ways to look that up. But we'll show you how to do that in the course. It can't be landlocked, so it has to have a road access. And okay, and it has to be usable terrain. Is that how you spell usable? It has to be usable terrain. It can't be on the side of a cliff. And we'll pay you the $5 grand if and when we sell the deal to an end buyer. So just like a regular house, when you're wholesaling a house and you get an assignment fee, you get paid that assignment fee at the closing. Cassandra, you get refunded the program when you go through the course and send 25 offers out. Yes. Even if you don't do a deal. And then if you get a deal under contract and you want me to buy it, I'll pay you an additional $5,000 for that. Oh, let me say one more thing here, and I forgot about this. If you submit 3 deals that meet our criteria and we don't buy one, we will refund the cost of the program, which I'm already kind of doing when you complete the course. Okay. Anything else? Rodney, yeah, the recordings of the calls that I did a couple 3 days ago are in my YouTube channel. Carlos is asking, does the case study program include simple land flips? Yes. Carlos, yes. Will you help us pick the right markets? Yes, that's the first module that we'll do. And when you schedule your one-on-one call with me, I'll review the markets you've picked if you want. Yeah. There's questions about, do we get our investment money back when you do a deal? Yeah. I mean, if you do a deal, guys, you're going to make 7 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand. So yeah, you're going to get your money back. All right. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Let's wrap this up, guys. I appreciate you all very, very much. And if you want to get into the program, the link one more time, because we're going to shut it down in a couple of days for good, is simplelandclass.com/summit, simplelandclass.com/summit. If you guys have any questions, please send an email to support@joemccall.com. support@joemccall.com, or there's a phone number, 636-249-1510. I'll put that in the Zoom chat here. 636-249-1510. You can call or text that number and we'll help you. Okay. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. See you later.